संयोजक नाम के साइन
मैडम विल से समथिंग। राकेश जी, मैडम की आवाज आ रही?
ओके, और ये महीने में ही खत्म हो जाएगा, ये लिखना
मैडम इज लाइन थी।
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही हमको, आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
कैसे
नहीं राकेश जी,
दो तीन
आवाज नहीं आ रही, आपकी इधर से आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
राकेश जी स्टार्ट करें क्या?
हम दिन की आवाज नहीं आ रही है हमारे पास। हेलो, अनम्यूट करके एक्चुअली मेल की आवाज नहीं आ रही।
क्या समथिंग?
सभी हाइट में केवल की आवाज पास नहीं आ रही, आपकी आवाज क्लियर
सर की क्लियर रेडी सर की। उनके जो टेक्नीशियन उनको बोलिए कि अनम्यूट करें वो तो।
यस सर, यूजर्स की बॉडी में आ रही है।
कोई पीपल आए उनके पास। हमारी आवाज आ रही है उधर?
स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं सर। स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं।
आवाज नहीं आ रही।
सर आप शुरू तो कीजिए।
कर दें मैडम को फिर। गिरीश आप सुने? गिरीश आपकी आवाज आ रही? हाँ मैडम नहीं आ रही है। मैडम कुछ बोल तो रही है अपने को कुछ।
चालू करवाइए राजेश जी,
जी सर। सर
चालू
सर
करवाओ।
जी सर जी सर।
तुमने 3:45 से बिठा लिया हमको सेवा में, और मैडम तुम्हारी दीदी को, बीसी मैडम को।
हाँ नहीं आ रही है। Good afternoon, all of you, sir. I am Dr. Rajesh Kumar Pathak. I welcome you all for joining in this international webinar on energy and environment. First of all, I heartily welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Ms. Ushaji Thakur, Cabinet Minister of Madhya Pradesh Government, पर्यटन संस्कृति एवं अध्यात्म, Honorable Vice Chancellor of देवी अहिल्या विश्वविद्यालय इंदौर, Professor Renu Jain Madam, Honorable Additional Director, Higher Education Department, Indore Division, Professor Suresh Silawat Sir, Honorable Principal Madam, Dr. Kusumlata Nigwal, speakers, academics, researchers, and students. I am happy to inform you that we have received huge response for this webinar from academics, researchers, and students with over 2600 registration. The purpose of this webinar is to create an environment and platform for faculty members, academics, researchers, students to interact with highly qualified international academics. This interaction will be mainly focused on energy and environment. The discussed topic of webinar will be ranging from national to international level. There are 4 renowned academics: Professor S.K. Samdasi, Central University, Ranchi; Professor Rana Pratap Singh, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Lucknow; Professor Ajay Kumar Mishra, University of South Africa; Professor Bhavna Pathak, Central University of Gujarat. The lecture is mainly focused on 4 topics: innovation and entrepreneurship in solar energy, linked with applied research in materials and system performance parameter for sustainability, backward and forward linkage of COVID-19 with environmental management, smart materials, solution towards wastewater management, COVID-19 impact on environment. I welcome and invite our chief patron, Professor Renu Jain, Vice Chancellor of Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. I request her to say few words.
उनकी आवाज नहीं आ रही।
जी आवाज आ रही?
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ पा रही है हमको।
No man ऑडिबल नहीं हो पा रही है मैडम।
आप ऑडिबल नहीं हो पा रहे हो।
नहीं आ रही आवाज, नहीं आ रही। मैडम इज ऑनलाइन।
बात नहीं कर रहा है।
हाँ
आपके सिस्टम पे स्पीकर वर्क नहीं कर रहा है।
मोबाइल से कनेक्ट कर लो।
हाँ मोबाइल से कनेक्ट कीजिए।
मैडम के फोन पे ऋषि मैडम का फोन नहीं है।
हेलो मैम क्या आवाज स्पीकर से नहीं आता? स्पीकर से नहीं आता, मेरे से क्लियर है सर। उनके उधर से कनेक्शन नहीं है मैडम, किसी फोन से कनेक्ट कर लो। हां फोन से कनेक्ट कर। अरे फोन
मैडम आपकी आवाज आ रही है। स्लॉट सर पे इनवाइट करें सर। जा रही है आवाज में सर हमारी?
यस मैम बोलिए।
प्लीज मैम।
साइज भाई सब लगा दी। राज जी नमस्कार। आप वो दीदी के का चालू करवाओ भाई।
यस मैम आवाज आ रही है बोलिए। वो है तो
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. I welcome and invite our patron Professor Suresh Lawat sir, Additional Director, Higher Education in Indore. I request him to encourage better academic environment in the Department of Higher Education by saying few words. Please, sir.
नमस्कार
Sir, नमस्कार.
राजेश जी।
सर
धन्यवाद आदरणीय दीदी रेणु जैन मैडम और आदरणीय पूजनी दीदी उषा दीदी को मेरा सादर नमन के साथ मैं हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं। ऊर्जा और पर्यावरण विषय पे आयोजित वेबिनार में मुख्य अतिथि पूजनी उषा दीदी, कैबिनेट मंत्री मध्य प्रदेश शासन का मैं अतिरिक्त संचालक उच्च शिक्षा विभाग की ओर से हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं और अभिनंदन करता हूं। एवं एक और मेरी आदरणीय दीदी है प्रोफेसर रेणु जैन, वाइस चांसलर देवी अहिल्या विश्वविद्यालय का भी मैं हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं। महाविद्यालय की प्राचार्य मेरी छोटी बहन डॉक्टर कुसुम लता निगवाल एवं प्रशासनिक अधिकारी डॉक्टर राजेश पाठक तथा वेबिनार को आयोजित करने वाले सभी प्राध्यापकों को मैं बधाई देता हूं। और उन्होंने समसामयिक विषय पर वेबिनार आयोजित किया। शासकीय MLB गर्ल्स कॉलेज किला मैदान इंदौर, जिसे हम न्यू GDC के नाम से जानते हैं, छात्राओं के लिए एक विशेष महाविद्यालय है और जहां छात्रों को उच्च कोटि की शिक्षा प्रदान की जाती है। मुझे आशा है कि आदरणीय उषा दीदी के सानिध्य में महाविद्यालय और ऊंचाइयों को छुएगा, जिसका फायदा वहां अध्ययनरत छात्राओं को प्राप्त होगा। वर्तमान में ऊर्जा की महती आवश्यकता है। ऊर्जा के उपयोग पर पर्यावरण निर्भर करता है। वर्तमान में कोविड-19 महामारी के समय में यदि कोई पॉजिटिव सोच का कार्य है तो वह पर्यावरण का शुद्धिकरण। नदियां स्वच्छ हो गई हैं, वातावरण में भी ppm कम हो गया है। पुनः वेबिनार में आए सभी अतिथियों का मैं हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं और जितने रिसर्च स्कॉलर्स मौजूद हैं उनका भी, प्रतिभागियों का भी हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं। राजेश जी और कुसुम निगवाल को बहुत बहुत बधाई। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind words. I welcome and invite our guardian, Principal Dr. Kusum Lata Nikwal, Principal Government MLB Girls PG College Indore. I request our principal to say few words about this webinar. Principal ma'am.
मैं प्राचार्य डॉक्टर कुसुम लता निंगवाल, महारानी लक्ष्मीबाई गर्ल्स PG कॉलेज इंदौर। अत्यंत हर्ष एवं गर्व का विषय है कि हमारे महाविद्यालय में रसायन शास्त्र विभाग के विभागाध्यक्ष डॉक्टर R.K. पाठक द्वारा एक द्विदिवसीय अंतर्राष्ट्रीय वेबिनार का आयोजन किया जा रहा है। एनर्जी एंड इन्वॉल्वमेंट विषय पर आधारित इस वेबिनार के मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में परम सम्मानीय सुश्री उषा जी ठाकुर, कैबिनेट मंत्री मध्य प्रदेश शासन, प्रमुख संरक्षक आदरणीय डॉक्टर रेणु जैन, कुलपति देवी अहिल्या विश्वविद्यालय इंदौर, संरक्षक परम सम्मानीय डॉक्टर सुरेश जी सिलावट, अतिरिक्त संचालक उच्च शिक्षा इंदौर संभाग इंदौर उपस्थित है। आप समस्त गणमान्य अतिथियों का मैं हार्दिक स्वागत एवं अभिनंदन करती हूँ। विषय प्रवर्तन हेतु राष्ट्रीय एवं अंतरराष्ट्रीय क्षेत्रों में हम पधारे समस्त विषय विशेषज्ञों विद्वानों का भी मैं संपूर्ण महाविद्यालयीन परिवार की ओर से हार्दिक अभिनंदन एवं स्वागत करती हूँ। आदरणीय प्रोफेसर SK समदर्शी झारखंड रांची, प्रोफेसर राणा प्रताप सिंह लखनऊ, प्रोफेसर अजय कुमार मिश्रा दक्षिण अफ्रीका एवं प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर भावना पाठक गुजरात। आप समस्त अतिथियों वक्ताओं का मैं हार्दिक स्वागत अभिनंदन करती हूँ। यह वेबिनार अपने लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करे, कोविड-19 कोरोना जैसी विश्वव्यापी महामारी से
कंटिन्यू रखेंगे, आप तो कंटिन्यू रखिए। नहीं, आपका वो आ रहा है, हमको आ रहा है, आप कंटिन्यू रखिए। बोल दीजिए, नहीं बोल दीजिए।
महेश वो स्टेबल हो गया शायद। देखना वाईफाई आ रहा है। सर आप सामान में
कंटिन्यू करते हैं। हाँ आ गए। हाँ
सर आप सामान में जब तक हम कनेक्टिंग करते हैं।
कोविड-19
हाँ मैडम कंटिन्यू करें।
कोरोना जैसी विश्वव्यापी महामारी से उपजे अति निराशा, चिंता, उत्साह, अनुत्साह के वातावरण में सकारात्मक रचनात्मक ऊर्जा का संचार कर समस्त पर्यावरण को पर्याप्त ऊर्जावान और विशुद्ध बनावे, यही शुभकामनाएं देती हूँ। आपका यह आयोजन पूर्णतः सफल हो। आप सभी को हार्दिक बधाई, शुभकामना। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, ma'am. Now I am inviting our honorable chief guest, Ms. Ushaji Thakur. The honorable chief guest is Cabinet Minister of Madhya Pradesh Government, Paryatan, Sanskriti and Adhyatm. She is very dynamic personality and she has proved her leadership ability multiple times in her journey. We are all very fortunate that she agreed to spare some time from her busy schedule. I request her to enlighten us with few words. Please, ma'am.
माध्यम से बेहद समसामयिक विषय ऊर्जा और पर्यावरण पर जो वेबिनार आयोजित किया गया, उसके लिए मैं कार्यक्रम के संयोजक भाई पाठक जी को बहुत बहुत साधुवाद देती हूँ। कार्यक्रम में शामिल देवी अहिल्या विश्वविद्यालय की कुलपति परम आदरणीय रेणु जैन जी, अतिरिक्त संचालक भाई सुरेश सिलावट जी,
वीडियो रुक रहा है भाई, राकेश जी,
महाविद्यालय की प्राचार्य आदरणीय कुसुमलता निगवाल जी और इस वेबिनार से जुड़े सभी सुधीजन श्रोताओं को, दर्शकों को मेरा कोटि कोटि प्रणाम है और सभी से मेरी करबद्ध प्रार्थना है कि यदि इन दोनों विषयों को हम जीवन में 100% उतार लें तो ही इसकी सार्थकता सिद्ध होनी। मैं क्षमा चाहूंगी आप सबसे, केवल परिसंवाद परिचर्चा इसका समाधान ढूंढ नहीं पाएगी। भारत कालांतर में यदि जगत गुरु था तो अपने प्रकृति प्रेम वेदों की जीवन पद्धति के कारण। मैं आज इस वेबिनार के माध्यम से सारे प्राध्यापक गणों को, सारे प्राचार्य गणों को, सारे विद्यार्थियों को आह्वान करना चाहूंगी कि कोविड-19 से जूझ रहे इस पूरे विश्व को ये सबक निश्चित रूप से मिल गया है कि यदि हमें बेहतर तरीके से जीना है, आने वाली पीढ़ी के लिए परिस्थितियां सुरक्षित रखनी है, तो हमें वेदों की ओर लौटना होगा, प्रकृति की ओर लौटना ही होगा। तो मैं सबसे आग्रह करना चाहती हूँ कि हमारी दैनिक पद्धति, जीवन पद्धति जो सूर्योदय से प्रारंभ होती थी, आज कहीं न कहीं उसे ग्रहण लगा हुआ है। हमारी युवा पीढ़ी, मुझे लगता है, मेरा अनुभव है, सामाजिक कार्यकर्ता होने के नाते मैंने देखा है कि 60% बच्चे सूर्योदय देख ही नहीं पाते। मैं अभिभावक गणों से प्रार्थना करूंगी कि सबको सूर्योदय के पहले उठने का अभ्यास अवश्य कराएं। अखंड ऊर्जा के स्रोत हैं सकल ब्रह्मांड नायक वो जगत गुरु, उनके बिना जीवन की संकल्पना ही नहीं की जा सकती। सारा ब्रह्मांड यदि संसरण करता है तो भगवान सूर्य देव की असीम ऊर्जा की वजह से करता है। उनकी प्रार्थना, उनके प्रति कृतज्ञता व्यक्त करना ये हमारी संस्कृति का अभिन्न हिस्सा रहा। मैं निवेदन करूंगी कि नित्य प्रार्थना में इस मंत्र को अवश्य वो शामिल करें, क्योंकि हम जैसा सोचते हैं हम वैसे ही बनते जाते हैं। तो भगवान सूर्यदेव का ये मंत्र मैं सबसे आह्वान करना चाहूंगी कि आइए सूर्योदय के वक्त, सूर्यास्त के वक्त हम इसको अवश्य ही पढ़ें। ललाटम में अमित दुति, शिरो में भास्कर पातु, नेत्रे दिनमणि पातु, श्रवणम वासनेश्वर, घ्राणम धर्म दृढ़ पातु, वदनम जिह्वा में मानद पातु, कंठम में प्रभाकर जनप्रिय, पातु पादु द्वादश आत्मा, सर्वांग सकलेश्वर। हे जगत पिता, आपकी ऊर्जा, आपकी उष्मा, आपका प्रकाश, आपकी गति, आपकी मति जीव मात्र को कण कण को प्राप्त हो, सब सुख समृद्धि और संतुष्टि की ओर अग्रसर। पर्यावरण यदि बेहतर रखना है तो हमें मैकारी की शिक्षा पद्धति से निश्चित रूप से मुक्ति पानी ही होगी। ये बाबू निर्माण की शिक्षा पद्धति व्यवहारिक शिक्षा पद्धति से कोसों दूर है। सारे प्राध्यापक, कुलपति महोदय यहाँ खुद उपस्थित है। मेरा निवेदन है कि जब मैं अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी कला एवं वाणिज्य महाविद्यालय की अध्यक्ष थी, उस समय मैंने एक बेहतर कार्य योजना बनाकर हर बच्चे को वृक्षारोपण के साथ जोड़ने का अभियान प्रारंभ किया। मैं आप सबसे निवेदन करना चाहूंगी कि फर्स्ट ईयर में आए विद्यार्थियों को क्यों ना हम पेड़ों की नंबरिंग करके एक एक फलदार वृक्ष बड़ा करने की जवाबदारी सौंपे। उनका तृतीय वर्ष होते होते वो पेड़, वो पौधा वृक्ष का रूप धारण कर लेगा। उस बच्चे को भी खुशी होगी, वो मिट्टी से जुड़ेगा, वो जमीन से जुड़ेगा, वो पर्यावरण के सुधार का सशक्त माध्यम बनेगा। क्योंकि आप और हम जानते हैं पांचों तत्वों की यदि कोई रीढ़ है तो वो वृक्ष है। एक वृक्ष अपने नीचे 10,000 लीटर पानी संचित रखता है, 10 डिग्री तापमान को कम करता है। तो ऐसे ब्रह्मास्त्र को हम अपनाएं, व्यवहारिक धरातल पर उतारें। आज मेरी ये उम्मीद है, ये मेरी आप सबसे अपेक्षा है कि इस वेबिनार से जुड़े सभी लोग, हम सब घर जाते ही पहले चेक करेंगे कि क्या घर की छतों का पानी हमने धरती माँ में उतार दिया है। जो इंदौर में आए रेड जोन को जल की समस्या से मुक्त करेगी। रेड जोन में है इंदौर, और यदि हर छत का पानी हमने धरती माँ में उतार दिया तो मुझे लगता है कि हम इंदौर के जल स्तर को सुधार पाएंगे। और ये सुधरना नितांत आवश्यक है। ये शबे मालवा है, इसका तापमान हमें 38 डिग्री तक यदि ले जाना है तो वृक्षारोपण और वृक्षारोपण ही करना होगा। सिर्फ पौधारोपण से बात नहीं बनेगी। पौधा जब तक वृक्ष ना बन जाए तब तक उसकी चिंता के समुचित प्रावधान करना होंगे। मैं बहुत विनम्रता से आप सबसे निवेदन करना चाहती हूँ कि समर शेष है नहीं पाप का भागी केवल व्याघ्र, जो तटस्थ हैं समय लिखेगा उनका भी अपराध। आइए हम सब अपनी भूमिका व्यवहारिक धरातल पर साकार रूप में उतारें और आने वाली पीढ़ी को एक अच्छा पर्यावरण और सौर ऊर्जा के नवाचार से जोड़कर जाए। मैं देख रही हूँ कि सरकार अपने तय प्राणपण से कोशिश में लगी है। हमारे राष्ट्र नायक हमारे जननायक भाई शिवराज जी सतत इन प्रयासों को व्यवहारिक धरातल पर उतारने में कहीं कोई कोर कसर नहीं रख रहे। आप सब ने भी 2 दिन पहले की खबर पढ़ी ही होगी कि रीवा सबसे बड़ा सौर ऊर्जा का केंद्र बना है और वहां से लगभग 15.7 लाख टन कार्बन जो उत्सर्जित हो प्रतिवर्ष, उससे ये प्रदेश, ये देश बचेगा। और ये सौर ऊर्जा प्लांट ने 2 करोड़ 60 लाख पेड़ लगाने के बराबर इस पर्यावरण की सेवा की है। मैं सबसे प्रार्थना करूंगी, क्या हम हमारे घरों को सौर ऊर्जा से जोड़ सकते हैं? हम बच्चों की वर्षगांठ पर, शादी की सालगिरह पर, पुरखों के स्मृति दिवस पर पौधारोपण करके उसे वृक्ष बनाने तक की जिम्मेदारी ले। इसी प्रार्थना के साथ बहुत धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your very encouraging speech. It was very scientific and spiritual for us and our society also. We will be trying to work according to your guidance on environment, particularly water conservation and plantation. Now let us start the first session on innovation and entrepreneurship in solar energy, linkage with applied research in material and system performance parameter for sustainability by Professor S.K. Shamdarshi. A brief intro of the Professor Shamdarshi. Dr. Shamdarshi is Professor and Head, Department of Energy, Dean, School of Engineering and Technology, Central University, Jharkhand. He is an alumnus of IIT Delhi. He is also coordinator and principal investigator of prestigious Center of Excellence in Green and Efficient Energy Technology, being set up with support of Ministry of Human Resource and Development under the Frontier Area of Science and Technology program. He has more than 100 publications in international reputes, 3 books edited, and awarded 10 PhD under his supervision. Recently, he has developed a comprehensive generalized performance parameter for solar cooker, different design and their hybrids. He has a number of national and international collaboration with faculty from France and USA. He is member of different board of studies and committees of NIT, IITs, AICTE, MNRE, and editorial board of Solar Energy Society of India. Now I request Professor Shamdarshi to deliver his lecture. Please, sir.
Thank you, Professor Rajesh. First of all, I would like to commend Honorable Cabinet Minister, who was Chief Guest, Usha Thakur's the speech which she gave. In fact, she summed up everything which probably we would like to be an outcome of this particular webinar. I would also like to thank Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Renu Jain of DAVV Indore. I have a special relation with Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya. I have visited that many a times, and one of my teachers, Professor M.S. Soda, he was Vice Chancellor of that long back. I should also thank patron of this webinar, Dr. Suresh Silawat ji, Additional Director, Higher Education. I could hear his speech and the energy which he has. I think that will go a long way in bringing the higher education scenario of Madhya Pradesh up to national and international level. I should also thank Madam Kusumlata Negwalji, Principal of Government MLB Girls PG College Indore. Before I start, I would like to first tell about my relation with Indore. In fact, I have already mentioned I have many teachers, I have many my colleagues, friends who are serving there in Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, and I work in close collaboration with UGC DA CSR Indore, a great facility. You are very rich as far as Indore is concerned in terms of resources which are needed. We are very poor, if you say, if I compare that with my own place. So congratulations to all of you, and I wish that, and I know that a lot of good work is being done there. Now, let me first introduce the topic which I have taken and why I have taken that topic. My topic is, should I start sharing my slides? I would like to share my slide.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me just. Yeah, so this is the first slide which normally I always show. I have been showing it since I became faculty member. I took academics as my profession. All that exists was born from the sun. Nunam Jana Suryain Prasuta, that is from Brahad Devta. It sums up again everything, whatever we are just now talking about in this particular seminar on energy and environment. Very aptly chosen topic, and I congratulate Professor Rajesh ji for selecting this particular topic. Now, innovation and entrepreneurship in solar energy linkage with applied research in materials and system performance parameter and sustainability. That is my topic. I have taken it very intentionally, reason being that this is where we are lacking. In fact, our minister, she was indicating towards this only. Whatever we do, unless it comes to the real use, it doesn't have any meaning. And who will do it? In fact, our training has not been such that means it has not been of that means it has not taken that course which it should have taken. Actually, we do research, and then as far as application is concerned, we leave it somewhere in between. And it is here that innovation and entrepreneurship comes, and we have to think about that. Not only think, now we should go ahead. I'll just give an introduction about my university, my department, and my center of excellence, and then I'll go to the topic. My initial topic will be innovation and entrepreneurship, global status of India, and then I'll talk about my research. In fact, it is easier for me to talk on the work which I have done, and so I'll talk about that, and I will try to relate that with whatever is the topic of this particular seminar, webinar. All right. So Central University of Jharkhand, it came into existence in 2009. It has got about 24, more than now 24 centers, 7 schools, Center for Energy Engineering, which falls under School of Engineering and Technology. I belong to that, and we have a Center of Excellence, which we got with 20 other institutions, including 9 IITs and 3 ICERs, 3 NITs. So we are very lucky and youngest to get it. This I'm showing the new university. Ours is relatively new university. This is where our this is coming up. Campus is coming up. Now we are just now operating from our temporary building. This School of Engineering and Technology, and a School of Engineering and Technology has Department of Energy Engineering, Nanotechnology, Water Engineering and Management, Transportation Technology, and this Center of Excellence. Actually, all of these are interdisciplinary in nature. So our work is much more challenging than normal conventional departments. Department of Energy Engineering, which came into existence in 2011, we started with integrated MTech and 2-year MTech, and then our intake was 200. We had very low number of faculty members was not very good. If we talk in terms of student faculty ratio, it was very bad. We have energy engineering, and we take faculty from different areas, and our admission is through CU set, and we also take students from GATE. CU set is common, Central University Common Entrance Test, and we take PhD through CU set, GATE, and NET. So this is in brief about my university and my department. Now I'll talk something about the Center of Excellence, which I mentioned. We got through a tough competition, and we are performing well since last 6 years, and we are getting extension. 2 extensions we have already got, so that is, and we are operating from a very small area. And these are the thematic areas in which we work: active nanomaterials, new generation photovoltaic, waste valorization, and sensors for energy and environmental application. Is it audible? Is it visible? Hello? Is it audible and visible to everybody?
Yes, sir. PPT
Hello?
is not.
Hello, Santani sir. Sir, PPT is not visible.
Hello?
Hello. Santani sir,
PPT is not visible?
Yeah, share कीजिए आप इसको. आप देखिए स्क्रीन पे शेयर स्क्रीन का ऑप्शन आ रहा होगा.
Share, yes, I have done sharing.
Okay.
Now is it coming?
Okay. Yes. A5.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't. I just pressed share and then after that. Okay. Thank you so much. So
Yes. Okay.
this is uh, okay. I'll not repeat it because we know that we have got the time given to me is only 1 hour, and I think I have got too many things to tell to you. So these are the thematic areas we work in: photoactive nanomaterials, new generation photovoltaics, waste valorization, and sensors for energy and environmental application. That is the area. These are the people who work with me, and I am working as a coordinator and PI of this. Here I would like to mention one thing, that my second term as dean and second term as head has just been over. So I would like to correct that. I was dean, I was head, and it has recently been over. So by probably I have given all these details. Probably I have missed it. So anyway, so these are the people who work with me, and they are all these people have a lot of awards and honors to their credit. Recently, one of our colleagues, Mr. Basudev Pradhan, he got BASE fellowship. BASE is Bhaskar Advanced Solar Energy Fellowship, under which he visited one of the prestigious US universities. With this background, now I will go to the topic on which I would like to speak, because innovation and entrepreneurship has been ignored in academia. As far as India is concerned, it has been ignored since long. And because of that, now of course, now government has become more sensitive, and government is taking so many steps. You will know through it that why it is so important, why it should come into our curriculum also. And at this level, because many persons are from colleges, and then I know that there are many young people also who have joined it. Please hear this very carefully, where we stand, whether it is important or not. That is what I am going to tell to you. After that, of course, I'll talk about research, and then research part will be of interest to few people. Although I would try to make it more interesting, but let us see how it all goes. So I'll start with first uh, solar. Uh, First, I will like to start with the innovation part. Now, first, innovation and entrepreneurship. Now, what is innovation and what is entrepreneurship? First, we have to understand. I have given two definitions given by two well-known academicians, David Gann and Thokozani. And what is done here is that in innovation, you develop, test, and hone your skills to make products and services and processes as well, goods as well, so that they are useful to the community. Products and processes which are useful to the community. And of course, you improve upon this, you do so many other things. I'll just try to differentiate it with other things. Next is entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship? When marketing gets added to it, then entrepreneurship comes into picture. First is you are developing, testing the products and processes for them to be useful, and next you market it. So if you include all these things, it becomes then after that entrepreneurship. If you market it, it becomes entrepreneurship. But here I would like to have one very important thing. Somebody raised hands. I don't know how I will answer. Maybe we'll take that question at the end. Now, innovations, innovator, and entrepreneurship. Uh, 11 participants have raised their hands. I would like to answer their questions later. Innovations can be technical, innovations can be social, and innovation can also be divided into either incremental or disruptive. Technical means what? Technical, we know, technical means if you are making some product. Social means if you are doing something which brings into some social change in the society. All right, some services which you do, and you do in a new in a way which is novel, innovative, then that becomes social. Now, incremental and disruptive, I'll define this as we go along. Now, next is innovations can be, as I mentioned, it can be process, performance, or product based, and it can be done by organizations, industry, or individuals. So here I would like to stress on individuals. We are all individuals. Of course, we work for organizations, we work for industry, but it is the individual which matters a lot as far as innovation is concerned, because it is the individual which brings about the innovations which are very, very novel. And organizations and industry bring out innovations which are incremental in nature. Individuals bring about changes which are disruptive in nature, which disrupt everything. I'll give you an example here later on. Now, they can be divided. These things can be divided into 5 different parts. No, innovators, they can be transnational innovators. If I mention transnational innovators are, for example, if I say SAP, Google, Microsoft, General Electric, Bosch, Siemens, Foxconn, which is very good in artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, Hyundai, Maruti. These are all transnational because whatever they innovate, they give this to the whole world. Now, corporate titans are, for example, Tata, Reliance. These are some of the examples which have got a well-established R&D centers. They do some incremental changes. Even transnational innovators, they do incremental changes. Smart Spartans are those who don't have a setup, a well-set R&D center. As, for example, Godrej is one of the companies which doesn't have an R&D, but they keep on innovating new things. Now, meteoric mavericks, I would like to have your attention on this. Meteoric mavericks are those individuals which bring about disruptions as far as innovation is concerned. I'll give you an example. For example, as far as energy is concerned, LED has brought about a lot of disruption. How? Now, LED, for example, is now in every house. How many people know that there were 1 or 2 individuals who worked for 25 years to bring about this disruption? So this is very important. Disruption means now the whole world is saving around 40% of the lighting energy because of the high efficiency of the things. So that is where meteoric mavericks come. And I would like many of those students who are attending this lecture to do something which bring about this kind of disruptive change. Then there are relentless researchers. For example, our organizations like we also become a part of that higher education centers because we bring about incremental changes in our own area of expertise. Now, CSIR, DRDO, ISRO, ICR, they are all relentless. They keep on working for years and years to bring about certain changes, which are basically incremental in nature. But then there can be a few individuals which will bring about disruptive changes. Now, so entrepreneurship can also be based on this. See, just now I was talking about innovations and innovators. Now I would like to talk about entrepreneurship. Of course, I'll give some examples later on. Where do we stand? I have just defined innovations and I have defined entrepreneurship. Now let us now talk about uh, where do we stand and why do we need this? Why innovation and entrepreneurship? Why is it needed? That is where I would like to draw your attention on. Now let us see the population of the world. Population of the world 2020, for example, we are close to around 8 billion. Now, uh, what will be the scenario after, let us say, 50 years or 100 years? We have to think about that. And the best, this is the worst scenario where we'll be growing at the rate of about 2%. And here, this is the best scenario where it will reach a peak and then finally it will go down. This is the medium scenario. But we are more concerned about the worst scenario, and we'll try to talk about that. Now, where do we stand as far as this is concerned? This was the global scenario I was talking about. Now I'm talking about our region. For example, uh, I hope it is visible to everybody. For example, you just see here the light blue line and the violet line. These are the two lines which are still growing. Others are now taking a downward trend, but these two lines are still growing. The violet line is sub-Saharan, and after that it comes the Central Asia and Southern Asia where we fall. We are still growing. Our population is still growing, and it is just I would like to show you this. This is where we are. This blue line is showing this is how we are. Only after a few years we'll be in a position to so let us say we'll start dropping down by around 2060 or 2060 2065. So after that our population is maybe it will start going down, otherwise we are still growing. So we are contributing a lot to the population. Now this is a background which I am giving to you. Now next is the Indian population 2020. We are around 1.32 billion. So this is where we are just now. This is a projection, and we are almost, India is around 17.9% of the world population. We are our population is so high, and all these data which I am giving, these are from all reliable and verifiable sources. So you should consider it to be perfectly correct data. Now here, uh, now let us see this particular plot which I am showing to you. Here on the x-axis you have population percentage, and on the y-axis the age group. For example, now you see the age group between 25 to 29, and you go up to around 65 to 69. If you see this, it is here that's so here on the red part is showing female population, and the blue one on the left side, that is showing the male population. Here this figure is bulging out. That means most of the population is in just now in the age range of about 50 to 19 to around 40 to 44. Now this is, now what will happen, let us say after 10 year or let us say 20-year hence, this bulge will come in this at this point, means they will all be in the very productive 25 to 65 year range. 25 to 65 year is the productive range where people need a lot of job, people needs increase, otherwise they are all dependent on other people. So we have to see this very soon. We are going to be there within 10 to 20 years. Now I'm just giving you a background. Now you just see here, this is another plot from UN sources to the 2019. From between 2035 to 2075 we will be leading the world as far as the population in 25 to 64 years is concerned. Here just I'm trying to show this. Now where does India stand as far as world is concerned, as far as GDP of India is concerned? GDP of India till 2009, there are some projections also in it, around 7.8, very high. Even it was one of the highest growing economy. Of course, it is just now everything has almost changed, but I have this data to show to you, and based on this I'll be discussing whatever I have to discuss. Now China 6.4, and these are the other economies. World is growing at a rate of around 3.5 3.7 percent. Now this is the growth rate. Our GDP is growing very nicely, but here you just see the unemployment is also going high at a rate of about 8 to 9%, very high. The black line is showing the average of rural and urban population. Around 9% is the unemployment rate. Now with this situation, our GDP is increasing. There is a question mark. Now there is a question mark because of COVID. Our life expectancy is increasing because population is increasing. Our standard of living has also become better. So our life expectancy has also increased. Of course, medical services are also there, and unemployment is also increasing. Now, if unemployment is increasing, you know what kind of scenario we are going to face. There are certain samples which you can say and which you can see and tell, yeah, unemployment is creating problem in our country, at least some problem. So it is here that innovation and entrepreneurship we have to take very seriously. Now, where does India stand as far as uh, innovation is concerned? I'll first talk about innovation, then I'll go towards entrepreneurship. Now, here I am listing about 14 top countries which are very good in innovation, and that too in terms of the universities. For example, US has 46 universities in top 100 which are very good in innovation. Germany has around 9, and then there are other countries. Can you see India here? India is not there. I'll show to you where India stands. Now, so US has about half of the top 100 universities which are very good in innovation. Now, Asian countries are there: South Korea, Japan, China, Singapore. And let me tell you, South Korea and Singapore are leading like anything. They're doing very well now. So here you can see Japan is ranked around 6th, and then there is China, and you have Singapore also. Korea is, of course, Korea is at the rank 5. So some universities are there also which are doing very well. So here I have summed it up. The United States has 46 universities in top 100. Germany and France have 9 and 8 universities which stand second and third. UK, South Korea, and Japan are the 4th best. China, Switzerland, Netherlands, Belgium, Canada, Singapore, Israel have 2 each, and Denmark has 1. And here I would like to draw your attention towards one of the universities, which is Stanford University. You see the role of the university and teaching institutions. Now, Stanford University ranks first in this list in innovation, and through these innovations and entrepreneurship, basically innovation, they sell the patent through which they have earned around 49.3 millions in gross royalty through transfer of 875 technology in 2019. So this shows the picture where we do stand. Now I'll show India's condition also. Now here I would like to show you Singapore, which is very close to us, and which was not in a very near future only. It was just like us. Now you just see how it has all changed, and that is why this example is very apt for us, and we should see this very carefully. National University of Singapore and Nanyang Technological University, these are the leading universities there. They are leading in as far as innovation is concerned in the world, and because of that, now Singapore is there in that list of 100 universities, and in fact in top 14. Now they are having an innovation. For example, NTU, Nanyang Technological University, has Intuitive Private Limited, which works only on innovation and entrepreneurship. They are already having this in their campus. Now they are having innovation institute of media innovation. We in our universities don't have this. Not many of universities have. A few of them, the few top ones, have these kind of things. Now into NTU Business School, they work basically for entrepreneurship. That is because marketing is their forte. They work in that area. Now University of Warwick in UK, they have a PG degree in innovation and entrepreneurship. Now why I am stressing on this? You just see this. Where do we stand as far as innovation is concerned? I talked about only the top countries. Here, if you see this particular figure, you'll just see we are here in 6th. 7th is Sub-Saharan Africa. We are 6th as far as innovation is concerned. Now, these are the top countries global in the innovation country. Just now I was talking about, before that I was talking about institutions and universities. Here I'm talking about the country as such. Now Switzerland, Sweden, US, Netherlands, UK, this is the list where they are ranked, and India stands here. India is at 52 in 2009. In 2019, sorry, India is 52, but in 2015 we were 81, 16, 66, 17, 60, and 2018 we are at we were at 57, 2019 52nd. That is our rank, 52nd rank. So we are improving for sure. Now, but this is not something which we should be very much satisfied about, because if we see ourselves in Asia, then this particular data, this particular graph will reveal everything. This is from Global Innovation Index of 2018. So there will be small changes. I know there are small changes in this, but then you just see where India is there. India is behind Mongolia, India is behind Vietnam, India is behind Thailand, India is behind Malaysia. Of course, we cannot compare with other top countries. Only India is behind even at Asia level. Only Brunei, Philippines, Indonesia, these are the countries. Of course, Bangladesh here is at 17th rank. So we have to really means give our attention towards this. And actually, it is more important for our younger people to be trained for innovation. And here you just see this particular plot also gives the best and worst entrepreneurship ecosystem, you know, ecosystem in terms of a marketplace, in terms of training program, in terms of skill program. These are the things which are needed. Of course, research is the backbone of all these things. We fall in Asia Pacific, and here Australia is 5th rank and Bangladesh is 134 rank. And this has been this is regarding entrepreneurship that I'm talking about. Global Entrepreneurship and Development Institute is the leading institute which does this global entrepreneurship index based ranking. This is 2018 ranking, and our ranking is 68 as far as entrepreneurship is concerned. So this is the scenario as far as in India is concerned in innovation and entrepreneurship. Now, what government is doing for this? Government is well aware of this, and our new government here at the helm of affairs, they know that this is where we are lacking, and that is why all these initiatives. I will not go into the details of this. Make in India, Startup India, Atal Innovation Mission, Skill India Mission, Accelerating Growth for New India's Innovation, AGNI, MHRD Innovation Cell, and Atal ranking of institutions on innovation achievement. ARIA is it started only last year, so still forms are being invited that which institution would like to compete, because they are going to rank our institutions. So I know that I don't know even my university. I don't know how many of innovations we'll be able to do, and even I am to be blamed for that, because I might not have given proper training to my students. Although let me tell you here that here 2 of energy engineering students, they have started an entrepreneur. They have become entrepreneurs in solar energy area, and they are doing very well. They are doing very well, and I'm very happy about that. At least some people have taken this kind of thing. Now, but then there is one thing which we should really be some happy about. We can have some satisfaction. That is, startup ecosystem in India is now taking shape, and India has the second largest startup had, in fact, because this data is from 2016, India had the second largest startup ecosystem. Now, what is the current scenario? I'm not going into the details of this. Reason is that startups, as far as India is concerned, mostly it is in IT related areas, and we are leading in the world almost in IT, that everybody knows. Our rank has now gone slightly down. We are 3rd largest. You see here, you can see here US with 126 unicorns, you know, the new startups which have global footprint. China 77, India 18, UK 15, Germany 6. This is the scenario. And Mumbai is one of the hot area as far as startup ecosystem is concerned. So this is where I would like to draw your attention toward. This is from NASSCOM that I have taken this data, and this data has been taken from Global Startup Ecosystem Report. So these are all standard data which I am showing to you. So startup, we are doing very good. Now, what our institutions are doing. Here, I would like to tell you that it was IIC Bangalore which was first to start this kind of uh, uh, activity. They established Society for Innovation and Development, SID, and they started working on that. And they have some corporations, some startups, entrepreneurship activities are there. IIT Madras also started in 2019 in terms of IITM incubation cell, and IITM incubation cell is one of the success stories in our country. I was fortunate to hear one of the lectures by the person who started this. Now they are earning around 150, their turnover is around 150 crores per year, per annum. So this is one of the success stories of our country as far as universities and are concerned. Similarly, IIT Kanpur, they started in 2000 some startup innovation. Now here, see, we were almost working in isolation if we talk in terms of industry, academia, industry. Unless they interact, there will not be any innovation worth counting for. There are many innovations. We are very bad in innovation as far as if we compare ourselves with the at the global level. This initiative was started by IIT Bombay and IIM Ahmedabad, and they do they select through some competitive system for social sector and industrial sector, two types of innovations and ideation systems are there. And then finally they in fact fund them also. And there is an open innovation channel also. For example, IIT Bombay will have IIT students, IIM Ahmedabad will have IIM students, but there is an open channel also. And all these are selected together. For example, 10 plus 4 plus 16, these people will all come and they will compete for and they will get finally, if they win, about 5 lakhs rupees for incubation of whatever product they want to do. Now, similar activity has been started by IIM Ahmedabad. Then Tata Trust has Foundation for Innovation and Social Entrepreneurship. You go on their website and you'll see that different challenges they have given, and some of them appear to be very simple to be addressed. But some of them are very challenging, and those who have expertise in those particular areas can really do very well. Now, IIT Bombay has signed, and there is University of Texas at Austin. They have also started in India IC Square. So they are also doing some work in India for innovation. So they are basically training our people. They have government institution and others which they have done. Now I would like to tell how to go about this. Our proposal here is to appoint faculty members of higher education institutions as non-executive members in the boards of industry, because we know certain things. We have our area of expertise. We would like to contribute to the relevant industry where we can do something. But somehow we work in isolation, and we need to do something. So the government has to take steps, or we have to take initiative. I don't know what is going to happen and how things are happening. These are basically centered in basically metro cities, big cities. For example, it is easier to do it in IIT in Mumbai, in Bangalore. It is very difficult to do this kind of things. And for example, in a place like Ranchi, it is very difficult. Even if I go, I face so many hurdles. So this is the thing. And then there is another very important thing, is that enabling environment. For example, ecosystem. I don't know whether there is an IPR cell in Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya or not. IPR cell, active IPR cell. I was in Tezpur Central University. There was an IPR cell which was very active. They did some work. We also proposed, but then it takes a lot of time. As far as patenting is concerned, because patenting is a part of innovation. So unless we do it, there is, and unless we have a structure made for that, will not be able to go ahead. So there are so many proposals which we have given. So intellectual property, as I told, we want to propose also degree diploma programs in innovation and entrepreneurship. That is also there. And we want the CSR fund to be given for this kind of thing. So many things, even at a school level, it can be started. Now, the population of India is set to increase to 1.5 billion in next 10 years. Now, about 600 million will be in 18 to 35, which is the very productive group. Now, even 1% of this number becomes innovators and entrepreneurship, then we will not be a country of job seekers, but net job creators. It is this which is needed. Now, if I go ahead, how much time is left for me? How much time is left for me? Rajesh ji, how much time is left for me? Because I don't know when did we start.
Sir. Sir.
How much time is left for me?
Yes, sir.
कितना समय है मेरे लिए अभी बचा हुआ?
Professor R.P. Singh is online. So, as your convenience, sir.
Okay, so let me. So, in fact, I have finished very close to 50%, and let me see how I do it. Okay, so this is where I would like to finish this, and now I'll go to my next topic, which is related to my research. And let me tell you that research, R.P. Singh, I know and I have met him many a times. And if he is waiting, I'll really be doing a gross disrespect to him. But I would like to finish whatever I wanted to tell. All right. So I want to talk something about. See, we have talked about entrepreneurship. We have talked about innovation, but nothing is possible without invention. And invention is something which basically gives fuel to innovation and entrepreneurship. It basically gives fuels, and but it is everybody knows that it is a very time consuming thing. And whatever we do, I would just like to tell you about one thing, one which is my area of interest, and that is solar fuel. Now you'll say, what is solar fuel? Solar fuel means the fuel is basically which can combust. And combustion, is it needed? Because solar energy, when we are talking about it, directly gives you electrical energy, and it can be used for the various purposes. But when I tell that, what will happen to our aeroplanes, what will happen to our vehicles, what will happen to our other things? For that, you have to have some fuel. And what is the fuel of the future? Let me tell you, about 27% of the transport energy is used in transport. Fuel energy is used in transport. And here I would like to show you this particular slide. You just see coal was one of the fuel during the industrial revolution. It was all CC. And then oil, which was discovered in 1925, this was one of the things. A long chain hydrocarbon was the fuel available to us. So with C there was H. 1975 came methane. For example, CNG is one of them. We know CNG based fuels are there. It is methane. Now C has 4H here, while here C has less number of H. And if C by H ratio, we have to see it is decreasing. So C by H ratio finally by 2050 will have all H. So this is what I want to stress on, because this also takes care of our carbon footprint and carbon dioxide related issues, environment related issues. So for this, I would just like to tell that there are many methods. We have done some work on this. We have developed certain materials which are used for this, and those materials are for example, it is solar based hydrogen generation, which I am talking about. And we have tried to develop one of the materials which really works very well. And we started working on titania, which is a well-known material. So we have worked basically on a mixed phase of the titania, and this we have shown that it gives very good result, very good absorption. Here you can see if titania mixed phase has got let us say ratio, let us say more of anatase, less of rutile phase, then it gives much better result. In the ultraviolet region, invisible region, it is the other side which gives much better result, that we have shown. And in fact, based on this, there has been some research. In fact, our research has been quoted in Journal of Physical Chemistry C, and they also came out with the same result. And so our result gets vindicated. And in fact, in that also we propose that how really the charge carriers which are responsible for this, how do they move? And this also found mention in one of the highly cited chemical reviews. So this thing was accepted there. Our proposal was accepted there, and many people worked on this. We did similar work on zinc oxide, and in zinc oxide we found a very interesting result. And that result was that zinc oxide also, when it is in mixed phase, it gives very good activity. And so we vindicated our proposal again through this. We tried to do the same thing and in fact our research was vindicated by a work was Scanlon, which came in Nature Materials in 2013. Our work got published in 2010. So they basically they accepted our proposal only. This I'll just go ahead with this, and I'll just show that the similar thing we did on Syria, and we found that there also our proposal, of course it was not possible to have two phases but two oxidation states, and that gave us very good result. Based on this, we developed a material which gives around 4-fold increase in solar to hydrogen generation efficiency. So that also we have shown. These are all published ones. These are all published papers. And based on our proposal, in fact, a dye-sensitized solar cell was also developed. This is not our work. And they also showed that if we take mixed phase, then there can be 60% increase in the efficiency claimed. Let me tell you, efficiency which was without mixed phase and with mixed phase, because people don't use normally mixed phase materials. So this is what is there. And then I'll talk about solar cookers, because solar cookers are basically of 3 types, and people have solar cookers are being designed, and people claim that my cooker is better, my cooker is better, and that is why, and because there is no metric system for this, we have basically developed a metric system for this, by using which we can compare different types of different designs of cookers can be compared. And those people who have, for example, City et al. In Bhopal, they have also used a thermal performance parameter of different types of cooker. They have designed this cooker, and then there is another one which has been by Joshi and Jani in Gujarat. They have done, but these parameters, they cannot be used. They are not generalized parameters. So if design changes, their performance parameter also changes. So based on this, in fact, we have tried to develop a parameter which is called core, and core has now it is now being used in different parts of the world, and that we want to say that this is being used in Japan, this is being used in Italy, this is being used in Egypt, and people are now publishing papers on our proposal of core, that is called cooker optothermal ratio. So that is, and because this, we are still trying to show that this particular parameter can give many results which are needed from a cooker design. Let us say if you make a design change, our parameter will be able to predict how this design change is going to result in enhancement of the performance. So these are all published works in our good journals, and I suppose that probably it is people have accepted it. internationally, and that is why they have accepted it. In fact, let me tell you that the largest solar cooker which is there in Shirdi, or let us say in Tirupati Balaji, or at Mount Abu, they are tested in a different manner. We propose to test it through our system, and we have shown here that our method really works very well. We will be in fact applying this to other this thing also, different types of cookers also. These are some of our publications which have come up during this process, and these are the equipments which we have. Here I would like to draw your attention towards these, because you can also avail this. I in fact invite you people who want to use these instruments. These are sophisticated instruments in our small university. X-ray diffractometer, UV-vis, NIR spectrophotometer. We are having PL spectrophotometer, atomic force microscope. We also have a TG analyzer, and we have a Material Studio, very good software. Also, we are having these. These are some additional equipments which we have for our research, and we are trying to do good work. And in fact, some of our work we expect that they will be published in good journals. These are my 10 research scholars. 3 more are working with me, and they have really done well. They are all absorbed either abroad, or they are absorbed in national level institutions. And or for example, Golab Kalita is one of my project students who is just now associate professor in Nagoya State University in Japan. These are my collaborators. I give due credit to them because they have really helped me in doing whatever I have done. So as in the beginning, I mentioned that it is the sun which is from which everything has come. And here the Rig Veda says that it is the sun which will destroy everything which is creating darkness in our life. So this is where I end, and I wish Professor Singh a very good evening, sir. We met once during one of the conferences there in your university, very nicely organized, and I really thank you again. I thank Professor Rajesh Kumar Pathak ji for giving me this opportunity, and I don't know, I could not take care of the time, so I think I have taken more time than what was allotted to me. And in fact, initial hindrances, hitches also came. So anyway, that is all right, and I hope some of you might have been benefited out of this, because I wanted to stress more on innovation entrepreneurship, which is very much important. Whatever research we do, it doesn't have any meaning unless it goes to the market, and we are trained for this. Young people should be trained for this. And so with this I end. I thank you again for giving your precious time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your thank you, sir, for your very important and useful lecture for us. Now, I invite Professor Jyoti Jagwani of the Government MLB Girls College, Indore, for conducting second session.
Very good evening to all of you. Myself, Dr. Jyoti Jagwani, Professor and Head of the Home Science Department. A very warm welcome to all of you. Before we move on to the second session of the international webinar organized by Department of Chemistry, MLB Girls PG College, Indore, it is a proud moment for all of us to have an eminent speaker for the present session. He is Professor Rana Pratap Singh. His topic is backward and forward linkage of COVID-19 with environmental management. A brief introduction about the speaker is Professor Rana Pratap Singh is Professor in Environmental Science, Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar Central University, Lucknow. He has worked as a visiting scientist at AIIMS, New Delhi, University of Toronto, Canada, Yemen Agriculture University, PR, China. He earned 7 national and state level awards for research and academic contribution. He has co-edited 18 books and published more than 170 research papers in international journals. He is editor-in-chief of Physiology and Molecular Biology of Plants. He is editor and he is also on the editorial board member of many journals. Presently working on climate resilient multifunctional microbial stimulants for sustainable agriculture and designing below ground and above ground agro ecosystem for enhanced ecological and economic benefits. So without wasting much time, over to Dr. Rana Pratap. Sir, we welcome you again.
Thank you, madam.
For the session.
Good afternoon to all of you. Honorable Chief Guest of the session, Ms. Usaji Thakurji. Patrons, Dr. Renu Jain, Dr. Suresh Silawat, and Dr. Kusum Lata Negwalji. Organizing Secretary, Dr. Pathak. I am grateful to the organizing committee for inviting me for this very significant webinar where I could listen the talk of very illustrative talk of Professor Samardi, Professor Samdarsi, and also this is a session which is getting attended by about 350 participants. This is great achievement for a webinar. Friends, Professor Samdarsi ji has presented very significant work, a general assessment and his own work, which indicate that we are leading towards a bright future in the field which is a field for tomorrow. The renewable energy and especially solar energy is going to be future of the entire world, and India is having solar energy in good amount, and we are luckily our government is also trying to develop infrastructure and research facilities in this area, and we should come out with certain very competitive and innovative ways to lead in the world in this area. I am going to talk on the relation of environment with COVID crisis. COVID crisis is another very important and very devastating crisis for the entire world after climate change. Climate change made us realize that environmental sustainability is important, and this COVID-19 event has knocked again that probably the developmental pathway we have adopted is not sustainable. We have to modify our entire developmental pathway to sustain the humanity, to sustain the earth, to sustain the mounting population of the world. Friends, I will just I will try to compensate the time which has been taken by Professor Samdarsi, because I think the program is to be completed in by 6, and I will try to complete my talk around 6. So I will just share certain PowerPoint presentations with you to open this subject, which require a future attention. And I think the slide share has to be disabled by host. It is not the slide share is disabled.
Slide share.
So I just, it is still waiting. So meanwhile, I just want to yeah, please, please. So I think it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So the COVID-19 is a pandemic which has backward as well as forward linkages with environmental degradation and need for sustainable development with low resource consumption, low emissions, low waste generation, and nature-based technology and solutions. We need to change the developmental pathway and current business patterns for a better world. So it is a alarm which has come to us after climate change, and now we are learning to adapt to the situations rapidly, because to survive one has to adopt and one has to go for alternatives. The backward linkages, when we look on the backward linkages of COVID-19, it is a viral disease and it has been noticed rather now the findings are there that it has been transmitted through animals, wild animals, bat through some other animal and then through human being. And during that, it is also now researchers are coming to indicate that the virus which has been pathogenic to wild animals has got mutated. Why it got mutated? There are many factors. There are anthropogenic factors, pollutants, irradiation. But in addition to that, we have encroached the home of wild animals. Their habitat has been lost, and in turn, their population has gone down, or even some species has gone extinct. Pathogens which were hosting to those organisms are looking for survival, and they can survive only when they can adopt to a new host. Possibly, this virus might have sensed that human is more stronger, and then probably it has to get mutated into highly aggressive strain. And it is reported very recently that this new virus is 1,000 times more aggressive and virulent to its parents. So the deforestation, loss of habitats, and the very rapid industrialization and urbanization have caused the backward linkages to these kind of diseases. And climate change odds, the climatic shocks, disasters, and increasing radiations and pollutants, chemical pollutants, are rapidly increasing, which will always enhance the mutation of these kind of pathogens. Friends, the entire earth is predominated by microbes. The microbes we could have known, you will look in any data bank, they are enormous, a very huge number. If you'll compare their number with human being or any other animal or plant, it will be many fold high. But what we know is just 1%. It is expected, it is assumption that we just know only 1% of the microbes. 99% are not known because they are not culturable. We could not develop a media where they can be cultured. So you can just see that we have a big number of pathogenic microbes around us. They are mutating. There are factors which are causing rapid mutations to them, and simultaneously the threat which is not known to us is occurrence of many fold. Means, say, just one, we can compare 1% and 99%. You can assume the number of the microbes we are having around. and which microbe for their survival will go aggressive and will turn to pathogenic and more virulent pathogenic, we don't know. So what is solution? We have to look into it, and to survive, we have to adopt the pathway which can help us to survive. And here, innovations are very important, as Professor Samdarshi was talking. Friends, the loss of habitat and wild animals, as I told, and then man, it is increasing man-animal conflict and close encounter to human being. Then meat consumption has been increasing in many countries, and even wild and infected animals are source of infection, which are in local markets are not getting identified. And countries like China and many other countries which have a variety of meat eating, they will become source of these kind of infections, but that will spread to the entire world and may be more devastating to the country of origin to other countries. So just I want to underline that it is not only COVID-19. Probably in future, the world is going to face many threats like this of very severe pathogenic and largely of viral nature, because we are unable to develop proper treatments for virus, as we have uh, antibacterial medicines for bacterial infections. So the mutations can occur. I have already discussed with you that there are evidences that it is mutated species, and probably now people are coming to a conclusion that COVID-19 is a naturally mutated uh, strain, and it is not a strain which has been synthesized in the laboratory, as many people have been guessing. Population has a lot of impact on the climate change. And as Professor Samdarshi was also talking, we have a very mounting population increase. And India at present is second with less land area, but with the same land area, which is getting to be encroached more for urbanization and industrialization and agriculture, we are going to have more population than any other country in future. So the crisis for population increase, crisis for climate change, because the climate change is resulting into global warming as a very evident impact of climate change, and we are already in a region where already our climate is warm, so we shall suffer more. And most of the fields like agriculture are those which are dependent on biological systems are more prone. Himalayan ecosystem and agriculture are considered to be more prone to this climate change impact. So there are increasing urbanization, increasing deforestation, increasing population, and increasing utilization of Earth's resources. And in this situation, this scenario, and increasing incidences of fatal diseases like COVID-19, and in this situation, we have to plan our innovations, our developmental plans, where industry is there, transport is there, and transport is largely dependent on fossil fuel consumption. Electricity production is largely dependent on fossil fuel production, which is increasing our carbon footprint. And the same forests, which have been a way to decrease the carbon footprint and nitrogen footprint, has been getting diminished. Rather, it is getting reduced and reduced. The major greenhouse gases carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, and chlorofluorocarbons are increasing consistently. It has been measured and it is getting measured, and the increase is there consistently becoming a threat. The population load, though population is increasing throughout the world, the population load is more in Asian region. You can just see Asian countries are going to have more population in future. So they are, means if the countries or areas or people who are going to be on more negative aspects, having more negative aspects, they have to be more alert. And there, as Professor Samdarshi was talking, we are not very innovative. We are not leading innovation, but we are leading in the problem. We are not leading in solutions. We are leading in the problem. So our concern must be more than any other country. Why we need forest? It is a very good source of carbon sequestration and reduces carbon footprint, nitrogen footprint also, because nitrogenous gases are also absorbed by plants. The forest provide oxygen, food, timber, medicine, and habitat to wildlife, in addition to carbon sequestration. Then it is home for large number of plants, animals, and microbes, and hence a major house of biodiversity like ocean. There are various regions which are related to increase in population pressure, which are causing deforestation. Like agricultural activities is one, logging of the plants by themselves is another, urbanization, desertification of land, soil erosion, then mining, fires. These are major concerns why our carbon sink is decreasing. And if carbon sink will be less, we shall be more impacted with climate change and global warming. Agriculture is a big source of resource consumption and pollution. And with increase in population, we shall have more requirement of agriculture, and agriculture like intensive agriculture, what we say intensive input based agriculture, and that is what we know, and it is dominating at present is green revolution. And green revolution has a lot of concern for the environmental sustainability and utilization of natural resources, pollution and food contamination. And neither it will be good for health, neither it will be good for ecology, and neither it is sustainable, even if we want to continue it with similar kind of input and similar kind of agrochemicals and water use, we just cannot sustain. So with green revolution kind of agriculture, we cannot sustain the mounting population of the countries like ours. See, in what we need for our food security, we need certain different kind of food. Actually, food security is not just availability of food. It is availability of food to persons, all the persons, nutritive food and non-contaminated. So the first thing I just want to say you that we are having the food, we are producing food out of which certain type of food is not required or less required, and certain type of food is more required, but it is in deficiency. For example, sugar we don't require, but sugar is produced in plenty. Recently, India government and especially in UP, we are seeing that government is trying to convert sugar cane into distilleries for biofuel, producing biofuel, and they are trying to convert sugar mills for distilleries and biogas production. So these kind of new managements will be required. Milk production is little bit around what we need. Oil production is very high. We need less. Protein production is less and we require more. Vegetables and fruits are in very, very significantly lower quantity. We require at least twofold more, 2 to 3-fold more vegetables and fruit than what we are producing. And whole grains we are producing more, we have to reduce it to almost say 30 to 40%. The Indian Green Revolution has certain claimed advantages, like it resulted in a record grain output of 131 million tons in 1978-79. Yield per unit of farmland improved by more than 30% between 1947 and 1979. New industries for seeds, fertilizers, and pesticides, and new dams were established, which created new jobs. And India paid back loans, improved India's credit worthiness, and exported agricultural manpower to countries like Canada. This kind of advantages was were obtained by many other countries also, which had the benefit of Green Revolution during late 60s. Then there are India especially, we are observing that it has resulted in agro ecosystem damage, food contamination. A lot of cancer incidences are because of food contamination. Our food items, whether it is agriculture based, milk based, or meat based, they are directly or indirectly contaminated with very toxic substances, not only organic substances, but also inorganic substances, which are food for plants, but not for animals. Animals do not have potential genes and enzymes to assimilate nitrogen, reactive nitrogen species, and reactive phosphorus species or other, which are which are accumulated in plenty in food items due to excessive use of fertilizers. And you all know that now a lot of use of weedicides, pesticides, and so many kind of agrochemicals there, which are their residues when they get accumulated into plants, food materials, they are very toxic to consumers. And when they go to water bodies, they are toxic to water animals and then consumer of water. And when they are in soil, they also reduce the microbial population and carbon sequestration potential of the soil. So improve this entire green revolution process is increased input cost, borrowing, and losses to farmer disaster. And you can see a lot of farmer suicide. It promoted monoculture, superweed, and superpest development, and about 70% of wheat, 35% of rice and millet and corn of high yielding varieties. They require more water, more fertilizer, more pesticides, more fungicides, and that's why we are very highly dependent on multinationals. Our water resources are declining, our water resources are contaminating, our food, whatever is there, and plenty of food is getting wasted in many ways, and it is produced from consumption of very high resources that is basically contaminated. So now, as I told, I would like to summarize, because we are reaching to 6. It is adoption of sustainable development model will be required. Adoption of green technologies in agriculture, industry, and urbanization will be required. These are strategies to sustainable development, which can save us from disasters, which can save us from diseases, fatal diseases like COVID, which can save us from, climate change and many other ill impacts. So that is adoption of low emission or renewable energy based energy sources will be required. Dependence on nature based solutions for life management will be required. I think we are running short of time. Otherwise, I would have liked to discuss more about dependence on nature based solutions for life. Here, basically, Indian culture has already, and Indian philosophy has already been based on the nature-based solutions. Less consumption, the consumption, what is required, and then the solutions which are based on nature. And we can have for it for food, for medicine, for everything, for energy, everything we can have nature-based solutions. And this will require a shift of paradigm in entire developmental pathways. What kind of developmental pathways we are having, I would like to just underline here one sentence, that the philosophy of globalization has been more consumption, more production, and it is logic is given. If there will be more production, then there will be more job creation. But it has not been discussed. It will be based on more utilization of resources which are not long lasting. It will be depend on more generation of waste, and it will depend on global economy, which we are realizing now that in this COVID crisis, we are realizing that the entire world require not only nature-based solutions, but also require local economy for essential items. And luckily, India or Indian government is supporting for establishment of MSMGs throughout the country. This is a good initiative. So we shall require local, independent, local economy based. Then increase in share of local economic cycle for essential commodities will be a future requirement. Strict execution of laws and regulation of environmental management will be required. Enhancement in carbon sink to take benefits of carbon credit and carbon trading. This is very interesting area. I'm not going in detail because of shortage of time. There is going to be a future market throughout the world where we can have carbon credit and we can trade carbon. It is based on more carbon sequestration potential, and it has been accepted under Kyoto Protocol throughout the world, and it needs are increasing day by day. So under sustainable development goals, the countries have to increase their carbon sinks, and they can get benefit. They can convert the carbon sink into currency. So carbon trading is a very important and upcoming area. Increasing space for online teaching, learning, seminar conferences, and meetings to save transport and use of papers are going to be a future happening. And people who will make more innovation in this area are going to be benefited in future. Capacity building with new skills, technology, innovation, and infrastructures for new emerging fields in startup business models, education, and communication network will be required in future. So we know in COVID, before that and after that scenario is here. And what it shows, it established that most of our pollution problems are related to anthropogenic activity, as similar to resource consumption, resource utilization. So we have found during lockdown, there have been rejuvenation of environment, air environment, water environment, and biodiversity. So it indicated what we just got a lesson from COVID-19, that if our anthropogenic activities will be restricted and will be regulated, then we can rejuvenate our lost environment, which will be required for our survival. These are certain data which indicate this pre-lockdown and post-lockdown situation, and you can see there have been decrease in most of the toxic substances in the water and also in air. The urbanization has a lot of the kind of urbanization, ring road based urbanization we are adding is also again like green revolution is not sustainable, and we shall require a satellite city model regulation and zero discharge model of industries. You can just see that our discharge of treated and untreated water in our water bodies are increasing consistently, and we are loading a lot of pollutant to ocean also. Ocean is the biggest sink for carbon sequestration and life forms just because of its life form. And these life forms are getting damaged because of this oceanic pollution, which we are creating through this anthropogenic activities. So lessons from COVID-19 is transformation and adaptation to change within a few weeks. We have adopted it, and those who will transform and adopt can only survive. Enhanced capacity of adversity coefficient, resilience and agility will be helping. Going digital seamlessly, transition to technology platform, learning and earning, a hybrid model which will reduce transport and use of paper is required. Revival of nature, blue skies, clean air, unpolluted rivers are required. Self-care, awareness of health and wellness is required. Mindfulness and sense of service, humanitarian, empathic, philanthropic attitude and outreach across boundaries is required. Financial prudence is required. Enhanced innovation and creativity for new challenges will be required. And reimagining and reinventing a future for structural changes will be required. So, take a role as a vehicle of change when crisis needs it and opportunities are at our doorstep. So, I will invite all the young participants, especially, to adopt this to be a change vehicle of change and uh, a winner of the opportunity which are in our front. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, sir. Madam Jagwani.
It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution.
Hello.
It is my privilege to propose a
Vote of thanks speech and acknowledge the contribution of Professor Rana Pratap Singh, who worked really hard to make this webinar a success. I really thank him a lot for sparing his valuable time for us and making this webinar a success on the most relevant topic of the time. Relevant topic of the time. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Tomorrow's session will be at 4 o'clock with same Zoom ID. for everyone. Thank you very much, sir.